Hello, this is episode 50 of the Beers with a Minor podcast, and I am Mad Mumzie. What a big milestone for me. I nearly stopped a few times, so getting to the half-century mark is amazing. I was thinking about what to do for a special celebration episode. On Are You OK Day this year, 2018, I decided I would pull a few snippets from each episode, especially about how people deal with life when it gets a little tough. What is their happy place? Going back and listening to my awesome guests and their golden nuggets, especially about how they've been supported through their mining journeys, has been a real treat for me this week. I've really enjoyed it. It's grand final day today, the AFL, Australian Football League, and my teams aren't in it. Bugger. But go the West Coast Eagles, because everyone knows I hate Collingwood. If you're listening in the future, you know who won. Now, I say hate with a grain of salt, but I'm a nice person and I don't really hate people. But when it comes to footy, that's a different story. I was brainwashed at birth. Now, let's dig in. Get it? Dig? Mining? Oh, I correct myself up even after 50 episodes. My name is Mad Mumzie, and I have been driving the huge dump trucks in Australian open-cut mines for over 10 years now. I wish I had $1 for everyone who said to me, "How does a little thing like you drive those big trucks? You must be rich. How do I get a job doing that?" My mining friends are asked these questions all the time too. This is what started the Mad Mumzie journey to share stories and tips from living a mining lifestyle and to let others know what it's really like. Tune in each episode as I sit down for a relaxed chat, usually over a few beers with a fellow miner. Women and blokes with various experience, roles and opinions share their lessons and stories with you. Not everyone's cut out to be a miner, but why not? What does it take to thrive and survive in this industry? Mad Mumzie getting deep now, but it can turn your life around. One conversation. Are you okay? But you said this is the first podcast that you've been on where you're encouraged to have a beer. Is it the only podcast interview you've done?
This is the first podcast interview I've ever done.
Oh my God, I was hoping you'd say that.
I've done lots of interviews.
Yes.
Media interviews and all that kind of stuff. It's the first time I've ever done a podcast interview.
Right. Did you know what a podcast was?
Yeah. I listen to podcasts.
You do? Well, make sure you sign up and subscribe to Beers with a Minor podcasts on your favourite app. This message that comes from you explaining all of that to me is that, it's not just about the balloons and the yellow. It's about that a conversation could change your life by asking if someone is okay and just starting to take the blinkers off and getting everyone to start to be a little bit more aware, to think about it for yourself from within. Are you okay? Maybe not. Maybe you need a hand. Or seeing those around you, and it might not just be at work. It might be your neighbour, and like you say, it could be anywhere. But of course, we Beers with a Minor podcast, we're focusing on mining lifestyle. But more and more, the people I'm talking to, it's just about life in general. And I think that what you're doing is just freaking awesome.
Well, thanks, Mad Mumzie. It's really great to have had a go. It was the first time I've ever had a podcast where I've been encouraged to sit here and have a beer as well, and I've really enjoyed that. It's
So spread the word. I told you it's not the ABC.
This is what it's all about. It's all about conversations, and the more that we can start talking about this kind of stuff. And we've got these double beer coasters that we distribute as part of the Fly and Fly Out campaign, because we don't want to be a purist mental health charity that pretends that conversations don't happen over beers. We're prepared to put our message wherever it's going to be heard. Really, find an environment and I'm not saying that everyone should go out and, get blind and, try and solve the world's problems, but the truth is that conversations do happen over a beer.
Times can get pretty tough. There's a lot of people out there struggling for many reasons. mining downturn, less wages, less work around.
Yeah.
A big part of what Mad Mumzie does is trying to help those living a mining lifestyle and their families as well, how we can cope, and anyone really, don't have to be mining to get a few life lessons. How do we get through the crap that gets thrown at us?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you personally handle when things are getting tough for you? I'm sure you're under a lot of pressure. Right now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, part of my responsibility is I'm the manager for our mining portfolio, and that's a tough time to be doing that. So I organise we the QME. Obviously, we also organise Amex, our actions. So yeah, how do I handle the stress? Well, best thing is I've got a great team around me, and we all lean on each other quite heavily. I've got a mixture of new, fresh blood and some people that have been doing this for a long time. And we take all those skills on board, and we prop each other up, and we get on with it. We try our hardest to manage expectations, which is the key thing. It's of our customers, our exhibitors, and also our visitors, so that they know what they think they're going to see when they come along. So
you have a good team around you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic team.
What about personally for Robbie? Do you go surfing?
Oh,
do you
right.
get out in the boat? Do you go to the footy and scream at the rest?
Yeah, I do all of that. Yeah. I'm a rugby supporter, so I go off my local team. I don't know if I should mention it's not Queensland. I'm actually a Manly supporter.
Oh, that's it.
Oh no, cancel it. I support them, and I enjoy a bit of boating as well. I've got a little tinny that I go fishing out on out in the harbour, and so it's nice.
We just heard on the news on the way in that there's a heap of whales off Lambert's Beach right now.
Really? Oh wow!
I really would
love
have
to see that.
Yeah. I chose to come in.
You chose to come here. Very wise. Very wise.
We'll dig in deep, which I like to say.
Perfect.
Get it? Mining.
Get it. You're hilarious.
Dig. Oh no, I crack me up. Now, what was I going to ask you?
I have no idea.
Lucky I wrote these things down. Yes. So, we all get stressed at times. And I know you here, as we were just talking about, a lot of people that are dealing with stress. What about you personally, Alicia? What do you do to help you cope when life turns to crap?
Okay.
Other than
Very
drink
simple.
champagne.
Yeah. I put down my champagne because I have to say, in good conscience, that does not help.
No.
1 glass, yes. 5 glasses, no. Do you know what I do? I turn to my mates, and I turn to my husband, and I turn to my family. And I think that if there is any message that I could put out there ever for anybody, it would be that you are never alone. You are never the only person that is going through a crap time, and you are never the only person that finds a part of their day frustrating. So if you talk to your friends, and if you communicate openly with the people that love you, it's corny, but it's true. A problem shared is a problem halved. Yeah. So it's about communication. Talk to someone, and we're really lucky now that we've got all resources online. So
that's right.
there are people can help you. But if it is just a bad day and stressful day, ring a mate. Be honest.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I must admit, I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have my mates and my family. My husband's so supportive. Oh, there we go.
Tinder.
So I would say that if I'm stressed, I talk to someone about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. It's so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. And please come back by the stand.
We will. I'm usually listening to a podcast anytime I'm not with a person. Watering the garden.
I think we'll be a good match because I can talk the leg off an iron pot as well. So
we might be going long.
Absolutely, let's do it.
So I do have 2 questions today that I'm asking everyone I interview.
Yep.
We all get stressed and face many challenges in life at times.
Yep.
What do you do personally, Barney, that helps you get through those tough times when life turns crap? How do you recharge your batteries so that you can then go on and help others?
I've found over the years that you've got to get it out of your system. You've got to talk to somebody, whether that be your partner or whether it be someone that you trust at work. We've got a fantastic CEO with an open door policy. I can just walk into his office whenever I want, and I can sit down and say, look, this is worrying me. This isn't working. That's not working. I'm going to try this. What do you think? I think that's the answer. You can't let it stew inside you because it just gets so bad. You've got to get it out. Yeah, and I know men particularly are pretty hard to. And I was that way for a very long time. Yes. But I've come to terms with, hey, if you need help, ask for it.
That's a big part of Mad Mumzie's message too. Yeah. Is so many people are struggling. Yeah. And just get the help. Yeah. And find out what it is, and that personally yourself. Yes, talking and everything. That's really good. But do you like to go and play golf, or take the dog for a walk, or get into the garden, or watch the footy and yell at the ref?
Definitely do that.
Got to do that.
State of origin, yeah, right.
That's a good way to get.
What happened with that New South Wales? The last third game. I can't believe that. Anyway,
God, yeah, we let them get one.
Well, it was nice that they still had the temperament to, continue playing for the whole of the second half. That was wonderful.
It would have been nice if they had the temperament to stay and watch the presentation, but we won't go there.
No,
we are in Queensland after all.
No, because Queensland are a team of their own. I mean, there's no match for that.
They've got their mindset right.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we could all have a little bit of that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I've forgotten your question.
That's how Mad Mumzie rolls. See, that's why we need a 2-hour chat. Yeah.
It's gone to 2 hours now.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be with you, bud. The question was, what do you do personally?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
other than yell at
I've got two really, truly good friends. And now, I don't know whether you've heard my definition of a friend. It was actually said to me once, about 40 years ago. And they said, Barney, the definition... I was having problems, and I was just talking to my next-door neighbour. And she said to me, Barney, you know what the definition of a friend is, don't you? And I said, no, I don't. She said, it's someone who knows exactly what you're like and likes you anyway. I've never forgotten that.
That's great.
I've never forgotten that.
Yeah.
So I have two really good friends from the mining sector that we've never ever lost contact. And we may not see each other for 18 months, 2 years. The next time I see them, it's like I saw them yesterday.
Yes.
It's that sort of relationship. Yeah. And that helps me immensely to be able to sit down and be totally honest with people who know that whatever I say to them, they're not going to ridicule me, or they probably will have a bit of a go at me, but I know...
And that's okay.
And that's good, and that's okay.
Right.
And you need that sometimes to get yourself, well, geez, what the hell have I been worried about? It's not really that bad.
Yeah, guts on the table.
Exactly,
kind of time.
exactly. And we sit down over a red wine and I like my red wine.
That's my next question. Oh, you're a natural at this, I tell you. That's my next question.
Well,
what's your favourite beverage?
Well, red wine is my poison of choice.
And the best place to enjoy it?
With someone else.
Yeah.
And particularly with someone that you get on really well with, and you can sit down and have a great chat. Yeah. And of course, obviously there's got to be at least 2 bottles. If there's 2 of you, there's got to be at least 2 bottles,
right,
plus some in reserve. No, that's only for Nescap. No, what is it? Cadbury chocolate.
Yeah, that's...
No. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to give an ad for Cadbury.
No, that's all right, I can edit it out.
And cheer them Dockers on, when I've got a voice after going to the game,
That's right. And another question that I've been asking also is, life can get tough for all of us, and with the mining downturn at the moment, a lot of people are struggling, and some people just are struggling living a mining lifestyle anyway. It's got a big part of what Mad Mumzie is all about, sharing all of that. How do you personally, Martin, renew yourself and refresh and keep yourself sane? What do you do to look after Martin?
Well, I lived in a small community called Newman in WA, 1,200 kilometres north of Perth. And my wife's a principal in a primary school, and we had 4 young kids and 4 older kids now, but as they're growing up. But we give to the community, and I was a level 2 AMBO officer, and my wife was a level 3. Basically, she was a JP. I did a lot around the scouting community and scouts and and just living in one of those communities, you've just got to get involved in the community. Otherwise, if you just sit at home and procrastinate from work, they change your shifts all the time, from even residential, whether it be 4 and 4, 8 and 5, 6 and 7, whatever the case may be. You've got to fill your time in with, hopefully, either with your kids and sport, and if you haven't got kids, with community events, I suppose, and getting into the community. Yeah.
No, that's a really good thing, and it's something, like you say, even though we're working rosters away, many of us, you can still take some time when you are at home to do those sort of things, give back a little bit. Yeah,
look, even now I'm here for a week, and my eldest daughter, she's 20, doing a university degree, but I FaceTimed her last night, and we just had a yap on FaceTime, It's 10 minutes, but she knows I'm here, and I know she's there, and she's well, and she's working, and what she's doing, and my wife, she's busy, she's a school principal in WA, and I'll just have a quick yap to her, and we use FaceTime quite a bit as well, and the likes of, or just Facebook, and I'm not a major Facebook stalker or anything like that, but just put a couple of photos up and bits and pieces, and my kids can see, and my eldest is 30, but son, but he can see where I am and what I'm doing, and so and he'll just give me a text, give me a ring, old boy, and we'll have a talk on the phone. So when he wants to, so just keeping that that connection, I suppose. Yeah. And in this world with social media, it's can be anywhere. So
And the world of podcasting as well.
World of podcast, there you go.
Yeah. So you'll have to whip out your phone while you're sitting here.
Yep.
And search for Beers with a Minor on your podcast app.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Rate and review. You might want to listen to it first.
Yeah.
5 stars.
After it's been edited,
What did you drink? What was that?
Yeah. Cheers.
Dear. Now, of course, there's one question that I've really got to ask.
Yep.
Any chance of sitting in the car and having a photo?
Absolutely.
Oh, really? Oh my God! Sorry, get the camera.
But just don't stand on the side steps. So they're only a facade. So you just
might have to give me a lift up.
Squirrel your bum in there, and you'll be right. You'll get in.
Awesome. Thank you. You get the video out for this. I'll stop this and we'll record it.
As I have been housekeeping, and I do see a lot of rooms and those sort of things. You do see pictures in the rooms, and it's so lovely to walk in and see that, or you're the best dad, or Happy Father's Day, and it's really touching. You just sort of to see that, it's really lovely.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, you bring a tear to my eye. We're supposed to be celebrating, and we are. Thank you, Karen. It's been wonderful.
You.
Karen will definitely be back on Beers with a Minor podcast as she continues her journey. I can't wait to hear all about how you felt when you first drove the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on my journey with me.
Oh, we've only just started. We're getting a little bit along now, a bit further. But that's fantastic news.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Okay, Karen, let's touch now on the first time you actually got in a truck.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you'd ever been actually in a big truck?
Yes.
Tell me how you felt. Take us there. Take us there.
Well, gosh. I think you're just so nervous making sure you've got your glasses on, got your hat on. You walk up those stairs thinking, gee, these are steep stairs. I'm going to be doing a lot of this stair walking. Boy, you've got to be fit for that. And it was just amazing. I don't know how to describe it. It was exciting, a little bit of an adrenaline rush. I think even though when you see the trucks on the go line, just looking up at them even before you get on the truck, it's just like, wow, look at the size of these monsters, and then to actually start there, and I just kept saying, I'm a dump truck driver, and I just kept saying that over and over.
Were you saying that out loud?
No. I didn't want the trainer to think I was crazy, but and it was like, oh, I finally made it, I'm here, I'm sitting in the training seat, but I'm in a truck, I'm in one of these trucks, so it was very, very exciting, and I just want to get going.
It got me thinking that if I wasn't a gentle, emotional, at times, soul person, perhaps that caring side of me wouldn't come out. Maybe sometimes each crew, no matter whether you're in a mine site or a male-dominated industry or a secretarial pool, let's face it, doesn't matter what work area you're in. We need all different personalities. We need the strong one who won't take no crap. We need the ones that can see when something's wrong with other people and help them through it. And I like to think that perhaps I'm one of those sort of people. So anyway, I soldiered on. I got through it, and I've got to go back to work with them probably tomorrow. And hopefully I won't get in trouble again. And if I do, I'm going to do my best not to cry.
And the camp life is I'm very excited about. I love the bonding that you get with people. I love the camp life. It's what you make of it, the people you meet. No one else in the whole world gets it. There are a lot of people who think, including some of the wives and families left behind, that it's a party and they go out there and they're leaving us behind. It's not a party. Not anymore.
And it's not a big orgy either.
No, it's hard work. There's not a lot of free time to do anything after work. So I would not swap it for the world. To me, I think of the people in the forces as well. They're away a lot. They're doing such a noble thing, and their families have to deal. And nobody can understand, I guess, what the forces go through unless you've been there, and to a lesser degree, because I don't hold us to that standard. But same deal. Nobody can understand what it's like there until you've lived it, and we're choosing to live it. So let's make the best of it. And I'm always the happy one and try to help morale and all the rest of it. I'm human and I have my days, but I've upset people in the past, often at 4:30 in the morning in the dry mess. Here's Drury dancing to the music whilst getting her crib, and the people say, we've got no right to be this happy at this hour of the day. It's just how I'm wired.
Rest in peace, Big T. I share this sad story with you today to help in our healing process, and to remember our good mate and fellow miner Big T on this, the 3rd anniversary of his passing. My hope is to encourage you and your mates, your dad, hubby, boyfriend, brothers, son, uncle, pop, and even your boss to get checked out. This has changed at least one of Tony's mates. He is now fit and healthy and looking forward to living a long and full life. That's what we all want, right? Get a little bit healthier, drink a bit less, be more active, and go to the bloody doctor when things aren't right, and for your checkups. This goes for us too, ladies.
Oh, you seem to meet a heap of new people, make your friends.
Yeah.
But when you leave one company, go to another company, you never see them again anyways. But while you work, it's good.
It's funny, isn't it? People say, I'm here for the money, not to make friends. Yeah, it's like, bullshit, because you end up making friends. You end up making some of your best friends out there, you know. And you might run into them in another mine or something. Sit back and reminisce about, remember this one? No, now who was he? No, come on. Remember, he's a clown who did this or that or whatever.
Nah, it's pretty good.
Wasn't that hard?
Wasn't that hard.
Okay, got you thinking about your mining life.
When I retire.
And, and why you want out. Oh, so that's the wedding
That was the wedding I went to last year in the States. And I've never been to the States, but I turned up at his wedding and didn't know we were coming.
That's
it was amazing.
And that's even more better that you were giving him the gift of you, turning up to his wedding.
Exactly. Yes. Praise Mad Mumzie.
Look at
exactly what I was doing.
Look at you sacrificing and going to America.
No, it was horrible. Sorry, it was a horrible experience. I wish it didn't
sound horrible at all
when
you were telling me all about it.
No, it was awesome. So look, out of one simple act of giving, you don't know where it's going to lead you in your life. So you throw a little pebble in a pond. You don't think it's anything at the time, but by the time that ripple gets to the other side of the pond, it's amazing what it's done. So you never know in life what these little things that you give out how they come back to you. That was one of the richest experiences I've ever had in my life, for myself, my kids, my family.
Like many people doing FIFO, there was no induction. There was no, this is what it's like, to the point where my poor husband, he didn't even get told what to take onto the chopper for the ride out to the rig for his first 3-week stint, you know, and he got there and the guys laughed at him and said that his bag was too heavy. But there was no information as, you know, this is what you need to take or you should take or you shouldn't take. So he took a lot thinking I'm going for 3 weeks. But it was through that and the challenges of the FIFO life that I really decided to set up FIFO families, and I ran that for 5 years. I'm stuck in Kalgoorlie. They're going to get us on the first plane they can because, of course, Joe was away at work and my mum was overseas. Yeah, so I said to my au pair, you know, I'm stuck in Kalgoorlie. She said, okay, that's all right, but I just want to tell you that your daughter and your eldest son, so my 1 and my 5-year-old were vomiting. And I thought, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I thought, is it gastro? Is it something worse? Far out? What do I do? And, you know, it was a real mad panic, but this overwhelm of sense of hopelessness and powerlessness because I couldn't do anything. And my 2 babies needed me and I wasn't there and their dad wasn't there and their grandma wasn't there. And it was horrible. You know, we all got on the plane. There was air conditioning problems. They got us off the plane. We had to stay in Kalgoorlie overnight. I think I got back at 11 o'clock the next day. I rang a neighbour across the road and said, please go and check on my kids and make sure it's just gastro. Everyone was okay. It took me about a week to get over the guilt. But the snapshot was, which I hadn't really considered, I went, oh, my God, this is what it's like for my husband when he's 3,000 kilometres away in the middle of the ocean. Something happens at home and I ring him whether I'm stressed or the kids are sick or, you know, something's happened and he's 3,000 kilometres away and cannot do a goddamn thing about it. And then he's got to go to work. So that was just such an insight. I went, whoa. And it just really made me aware of how difficult and horrible that feeling is. And I thought, well, I've got to share this with as many people as I can. And it also made me aware of, you know, what I would be saying to him as well sometimes in phone calls because he's stuck out there and he can't do anything about it.
Straight after when the earthquake stopped, there was me and this other girl. We decided to run into the yoga room to go and get some mats and blankets because we didn't know what was going to happen after this. None of us had been in an earthquake before. And we ran into this building ever so quickly before the next aftershock came. And it wasn't until the end of the day when we went and inspected all the buildings, when we went to the other side of the building, the wall had broken away from the roof and it was on a slant 5 centimetres. That roof could have caved in any time. And I sat there and I thought, how many times in mining have we been told, inspect first before you do? You know, we have these little booklets that we have to tick off our inspections, you know, take 5s, good to goes, whatever we call them. Each mine site calls them something different.
My husband's boss come over one day because they both bought new motorbikes and decided they were going to go out and play with their toys. So he was over and we were talking about, at the time I was developing relationship and resilience tools within my business, and we were talking about a few of those. And he said, you know what, you should write a book for FIFO. And I don't know if you've ever had those moments where you feel like the top of your head's going to blow off when you get a really good idea. And
all the time. I have it all the time. Oh, I could do this and let's do that.
And it just made so much sense to me.
Awesome. Thanks so much for doing that.
It's my pleasure. I've been watching you on Facebook and the work that you're doing is amazing. And I did think at first, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Mad Mumzie, I thought, I wonder if the MAD stands for make a difference, because you were doing such great things, you know, and I thought you really are making a difference in the industry. And I love your integrity and what you were doing. And you could really tell it came from the heart and you cared about this community. And so that's what mattered to me. And that's why I reached out to you.
Wow, thank you. You know what? This is a aha moment. Yeah. Of course, MAD means make a difference. As of 4:05 on the 19th of July, 2016. Thank you. That's awesome. I think it's more because my kids thought I was a bit mad. They've been calling me Mad Mumzie for a long time.
Yeah, me.
Oh, it was kind of just my alter ego, and I started off just blogging about hippie kind of stuff, and then I saw a need
to express about living the mining lifestyle, because really, I know in my intro I say so many people ask me the same question, and it's true. They're always asking, oh, how do I get a job in the mines, and how did you get in, and are they really that big, and and you must be rich.
Yeah. I like how a lot of people will say, you're so lucky to be earning that type of money. Oh, but I couldn't do it and leave my family. And I think you just shouldn't say either of those things, and instead of saying, I wouldn't do what you're doing and I don't know how you do it, how about say, how am I? Without
asking you how you're doing it.
Yeah, instead of going, I couldn't do that to my family, or, you're so lucky. And you think, I don't think we're lucky. It's just choices and hard work, like anything.
That's right. And I guess people that see it as lucky are perhaps people that have tried to get in and it didn't all fall into place. Mm. That's another big thing that I say is there's no magic phone number.
No.
They used to say, can you just write down where do I go to get a job in the mines? Like, hey, what? What sort of job do you want? Where do you want to live?
Yeah.
Do you even know any of the options available?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an absolute minefield out there. And because my daughter's trying to get out there at the moment, and she's really struggling, and her father works out there. So it's almost a part-time job, just looking for a job in the mining industry.
Believe in yourself and have pride in yourself, I would say, and don't fall into just being one of the blokes.
How do you, Lynn Olsen, my mum, when life goes to shit or when things get tough, we all need to have strategies to get us through those times. What do you do in day-to-day life that makes you know when things go bad, you have a way to deal with it?
Well, as we touched on before, I took up painting and it became my passion, particularly when I eventually left mining at the age of 62, I think.
After doing a half squat for a medical.
Totally out of my system and decided, no, I'm going to be an artist. So I put my heart and soul into being an artist, and I'm getting there. I'm gradually, with a lot of help from you and my family, my support group, becoming reasonably successful. So I go to my happy place, and I suppose what you're trying to say is, what is your happy place?
Yeah.
And my happy place is my studio down in the backyard, surrounded by my art, music on, fan on, because we're in Queensland. If it's too hot, the aircon, but I don't use the aircon much. It's usually just the fans and the music, and I just paint. And I'm totally engrossed in what I'm doing, and I just forget about it, whatever it is, bills, health, family problems, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how I de-stress, because I'm really, really happiest when I'm painting.
Oh, that's lovely.
Hey, Gary, what time do you call this? Yeah, the traffic was really bad. Oh, there's Steve-o. G'day, Steve. Morning. How's your weekend? Same old, same old. What'd you get up to? Not much. Are you okay, mate? Mateship is a 4-letter word, and those 4 letters are RuOk. They're easy to say, and to some people they can be life-changing. For more information, visit ruok.org.au.
It has been a tough week for many of us here in central Queensland and the mining industry in general, with the death of a miner in one of our coal mines. I feel like I want to say something about it. We all go to work, and for those of you who are at home, you kiss your loved one goodbye and say, see you in 5 days, see you in 7 days, see you in 4 weeks for some of you. I don't know how you do that. There's a medal, gold medal. But sometimes, sadly, people just don't come home. Our family had that 3 years ago when my daughter's partner had a heart attack in a coal mine. And you have heard me speak about that plenty of times on the podcast. If perchance this is your first time listening to the Beers with a Miner podcast, I'm sorry if it seems a little down and out. However, it is a reality of our industry, and may I suggest you head back to listen to that episode, madmumzie.com/beers10, I believe, 10 and 11, where I discuss how our family dealt with it or didn't deal with the passing of Tony. This episode, I've turned the mic on. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say. And I picked up my phone, as a habit, as you do, as I do you? And I checked my emails, headlines that said, coal miner killed, Central Queensland. My heart stopped beating. I really think it did. For a minute, it just did again then as I thought about it. And this is a mine that is only a couple of hours from where I live. I know many people who work there. It wasn't just, is it someone that I know? It was, oh, bloody hell. Well, no, it was more than that. It was like, what the fuck? What do you mean killed? What does that mean? Killed doesn't mean died. There's a difference, I think, in the wording. Media can sensationalise things. This was a headline in the subject line of an email. Click the link, read on, and it seemed, was at the wash plant and something had happened and he died. He was killed. When someone dies on a mine site, they cease all operations. They have to have investigations. The mines department has to come. The police have to come because someone's died. Hello, anything could have happened. They need to come and investigate. So can you imagine being at work at the time when that happens?
4 foot nothing, 65 kilos wringing wet.
I wish.
She operates a 360-ton haul truck with wheels that are like 4 metres high. Anyone can do it. There are people shorter than her who operate as big machinery. It's not how big you are and tough you are. You just got to have, as we say, a little bit of mongrel in you. We're working on it.
We're working on it. Oh, we need a hug now. Wow. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh. And are you okay now?
I am okay. I'm not really okay, but I'm okay. I'm getting there. Yeah, a couple of my friends have the same problem, and I need to talk to them more because I need to know where they are, and maybe I can help them. Maybe they can help me.
Yeah, that's right, and that's exactly what we spoke about with the CEO of Are You OK? In episode 19. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
That's okay.
I wasn't expecting that.
But when I come home with my family, then we do shit together. We do shit together. Yeah. And, I occasionally, I'm not a big fisherman. Everyone thinks you live in Queensland, you buy a boat and you go fishing, catch barramundi on the Great Barrier Reef. But that doesn't happen. I go fishing maybe 2-3 times a year. I always have to call into the fish and chip shop on the way home because I never catch anything.
But now you got a new cookbook, you can buy fresh fish and cook it for us.
Yes, yeah. Because, see, I always believed that something my father told me as well was it's not about catching fish, it's about going fishing. It's about just being there, relaxing, even if you don't even bait your hook, whatever. It's about going and doing something that you want to do. So.
And it's an opportunity where you sit down and shoot the breeze and you just might have a chat with someone. Yeah.
It's the ideal time because there's no distractions. And, yeah, me and my dad, we used to have a lot of talks.
Yeah.
I used to go fishing with him. But he always used to say to me, 2 things you'd never ever take fishing, kids and dogs. Because you never know where they are and they always want to go home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear. So, what else do you do? So you don't really go fishing as your escape, and I know you haven't got a bike, a Harley. Now you used to have all bikes.
I never had a Harley. I would never buy a Harley. They're overpriced, overrated, I think. But
each to their own.
Each to their own. Exactly right.
And so, what is your own? What is your thing that you do like?
I still love to make things out of timber, whether it's furniture or shelves or something or other like that. But when I go out, wherever I go, I have always got my camera with me. Because Lynn being an artist, always looking for subject matter, and that could be a palm tree, a leaf, a flower. I find that
this week I sit down with a good mate of mine. We'll call her CW, and she's actually one of the first people I ever trained to drive a truck. She is now a very qualified operator, driving many more machines. She's even worked overseas. She left mining and had a kid, and now she's back into it.
You know, don't be upset if you don't pick something up in the first 5 minutes. You're not a genius, you know, like... Yeah. And you know, just give yourself a break. Like, cut yourself a break, you know, like, it's you know, especially when you come from something that's nothing like it, it's going to take time. Anything is going to take time, you know, like... Yeah. But don't be too proud too, like, you know, keep your mouth shut and listen and just take shit in. That's the best thing you can do, I think.
Okay, so what about for all the young ladies out there who think there's plenty of blokes? Lots of money, easy street. I'm coming, let me in.
You can be the ugliest chick, start of the coal mine, and you're like a supermodel. You walk in, you're Miranda Kerr. If you're dumb enough to fall for that, you've got issues. But it's so true. Don't fall for it. Just be smart. Like, be smart about it. Like, realise if you don't care, do whatever you want. But if you have one sort of caring bone in your body, think about every decision you make. Because anything you say and anything you do as a woman will come back at you 10 times worse than if you're a man. Because you will be judged 10 times harder. If you get a new bit of gear, you have to work harder than a man because you're noticed more. That's probably the easiest way to put it. Like, it's not a sexist thing. It's just because you are a woman and there is none of you. You are noticed more. Like, if you're doing something wrong or you're doing something good, you will be noticed. You're going to be the brunt of a rumour. If you have a partner, you're going to be pregnant once a week. If you don't have a partner, you're about to get one, or you're sleeping with someone, or
love it.
You're going to be the brunt of every rumour, and if you just have to have thick skin. You just have to have thick skin. Yeah. And just take it with a grain of salt, and you have to laugh. You have to laugh because most of it's really funny.
How anyone gets by without being an accountant. It must be terrible.
Well, we don't. That's why we need to hire accountants. And thank you so much for being my first sponsor on the podcast. A little bit excited about it. And for helping spread the Mad Mumzie world and all of your encouragement over these years, even though some of it's been a bit mean sometimes, but that's more on the personal money side of things. When it comes to everything I'm trying to do here, we're on the same wavelengths a lot of the time, and when you gave me a tip about Facebook, that was it. We were friends for life.
Mind you, that's only because you've been the one giving me all the tips all the way along. And how long did you nag me to get up on Facebook? You got to do this, you got to do that. You're like, I haven't got time.
But now you're starting to see why people do it. And you enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah, well,
it's a good way to step away from all the normal part of business and start doing the other things while you're travelling.
Well, writing's a bit addictive, once you know that yourself.
I do, yeah.
My official title with the Bantax Group is Publicity Tart.
Publicity and I love that that's officially your title.
Yeah, there's no certainty. And I'm not saying put your life on hold. You've got to get in there and live life. You've got to enjoy your life. But don't let it be what the consumerism has pushed you into.
Now for a word from our sponsor. Welcome Julia Hartman and the Bantax Accounting Group to Team Mad Mumzie. Julia is my awesome accountant. She has written 2 books with financial expert Noel Whittaker and has a passion to help us miners make the most out of our hard-earned cash. Head to bantax.com.au/miners. That's BANTACS to download your free miners booklet and a spreadsheet that will help you calculate the weight of your tools you need for your job. Why, you ask? Well, you might be able to hitchhike a ride with them and claim your trips to work. Sounds confusing? Not at all. Just head over to bantax.com.au and let Julia and the team help you out. You will also find loads of free information and advice on property investing if you plan to really do some great things with your money. Again, that's bantax.com.au/miners and tell them Mad Mumzie sent you.
Back in those days, Lamb, we didn't have two-ways in the trucks.
No, what?
No two-ways. Only in the machines, in the loaders and the dozers and all that. So someone must have told my boss, Rails has done a 360 on the ramp, you know?
Yeah.
And you better check her up. And anyway, I got to the crib up, still shaking like a leaf, got down. That was it, I started bawling. And my boss walked up to me and he says, "What's the matter, Rails?"
When life turns to shit for you, what do you do to get through it? What's Rail's happy place?
Well, what makes me happy, I suppose, is I like to go and play a game of Keno.
Okay, you like Keno? Pick your numbers.
Yeah, pick your numbers and hope I have a win, but it doesn't happen all the time. Failing that, go and jump in the pool, have a scotch, go and spend some time with me mum. What else? Because Colin's always at bloody work.
Shit always happens when the partner's away, doesn't it?
Yep.
Mm.
Well, there was a time where I couldn't handle stress and everything, but now I can. Yeah.
So how did you get from not being able to handle it to being able to handle it, do you think?
I went on medication.
Well, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
And I've done a few interviews, like with Brendan from RuOk, and he said doctors are now taught about helping people through things like that. And there are
Yeah.
That sounds like some ice going in some scotch.
I think Colin might be making a rum.
A rum?
A rum.
Oh,
he's a rumbo
nice.
man.
There are drugs out there to help just balance everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know a few people who have done that and they are fine.
Yeah.
And if that's what it takes and if that's what you're struggling with perhaps, go and see the bloody doctor.
Exactly.
And that's what I say as well. It's a big message from Mad Mumzie. Go to the bloody doctor when something's not right.
Yeah.
It might not be physical, like, your foot's blown up because you got gout or something.
Yeah.
It might be in your head.
Yeah.
If shit doesn't feel right, go and have a chat to someone.
Well, I've been on depression tablets for years now, and I notice if I forget to take them.
Yep.
It does. I do start to feel a little bit blue, and but if I take them, I'm fine. So.
Awesome. Now I'll have the other beer, Rails. Thanks.
We put a battery in one of his bags one day. Well, I did. A car battery.
Right, his work bag.
Yep. So when he wasn't expecting it to be so heavy when he picked it up. And the whole crew had a good laugh.
Yeah.
So just things like that. I'll have to think of some pranks to pull on you at work next time.
Only good ones.
Everyone on crew has a problem, has some sort of drama, and I think that's where they get that "Are you okay?" from. Are you okay day? Or you got to ask that.
You know, I interviewed the CEO of RuOk.
Oh, rightio.
Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, and we spoke for ages about all of this.
Yeah.
You have to listen.
I will. I'll listen to that one. Yeah, no, when I did come back to work, I realised how everyone just wanted to help. They just wanted to see if you're okay. You didn't need any help.
Oh, that's
and
so
it was good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
And like the crew that I was with at the time, it was my 5 and 2 crew, and they were just all worried about me, and because I had the full week off work, and I was missing so many phone calls, and I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was just isolated myself,
and that can be dangerous.
Yeah. So we got through it, and when we come back to work, they just made it easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to your little family cocoon.
Yep.
Other family. With the annoying frickin' brother. That's what I said to Zoe, you were. Oh, this fella, he's one of those annoying brothers.
Yeah.
But tonight, I see you as a nice brother.
No, cool.
And a lovely fella.
Cheers.
And I'm proud to know you. Cheers. Who would have known you were 20 kilos heavier? I thought you were just a gym junkie forever. Young 18-year-old whippersnapper. And you're 28?
Yeah.
28? That's
I feel
the same
older.
age as my youngest daughter. That's why I'm like, it's the nana in me and the mum. The mum, not the nana.
Okay,
I'm not that old.
Once underground, everything down there is trying to get you. The electricity, it's real high voltage. All the pressures in all those chocks and everything is extra high pressure. It's higher than anything that's up here. And then you got all the dust and diesel and the roof trying to fall in. The gas has got you. Look.
So why do it?
Just fun.
Speaking of getting the shits on, is there toilets down there?
No.
Right. So I've heard a couple of varying degrees of stories. So what do you do?
If you ever see a rag on the ground, pick it up and wipe your hands. You'll be right.
Well, you just do it anyway.
No.
Yeah, the wash won't get it all.
On the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Everything goes on the belt.
Or it goes in the cove.
Yeah.
More money to be an open gut.
And cruisier life. You don't even feel like you're mining. You're working for the council.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really? Do you feel that strongly that it's not mining?
Yep.
Yeah.
You do. Shifty does. He's adamant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not mining. It's not what
you just
I
move
call
on.
mining.
Yeah. And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's like, just hearing what you've described is, I can understand why you would come to that conclusion. But are you enjoying what you're doing now?
It took me a fair while. I'm starting to really enjoy it now.
Yep.
But yeah, I was ready to throw it in.
No, really?
Yeah, like for the first 3 months, that was it. I was going to throw it in and go. But yeah, now I've sort of got it half sussed out. Yeah.
Persevered and got through the heart. Yeah. That's good shit.
In the longwall where I am at the moment, it's a lot of cracking and a lot of thunder-like noises, and the first few days down in the longwall that really scared me. Yeah. But it's okay. I found out that's just normal, so you don't panic about that after a while. This sounds, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or sell myself here, but if you type in my name in Google, all this environmental stuff comes up about like when I was younger and 15. So you type in my name and all these like videos and photos come up of me with turtles and stuff like that. And I was just like, everyone was saying, oh, just wait for a couple of years and then that will come up with all stuff from BMA and coal mining and that. And it's already happened when I got that award yesterday. Yeah. There's like a link just below. It says teen on a mission to save turtles or something. And the next link says Queensland Resource Finalist Women in Mining Award. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's already happened.
So for all of your crew members listening, you were right.
Yes, they were right. 100%. It's already happened and Google knows about it. So the turtles know about it. You're not going to spend half an hour each way driving in the drift runner to go up just to pee. So, no, we do everything down there, just like the blokes do. Yeah. When you got to go, you got to go.
And that's something else to consider.
Yeah.
If you're thinking, oh, this sounds cool, I'll do that.
Yeah.
If you don't like the dark, if you're claustrophobic and you can't pee, unless you're on a toilet, don't do it.
The new apprentices have these shiwis. Have you heard of them?
Sitting in a
donger and it's 43 degrees. Something like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know, this sucks.
Yeah.
Bring a photo of your boat.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
think, I'm only here because I'm going to do that on break. I would say meditate about your boat,
Yeah.
but we won't say that because the bloke's probably going, meditate.
That's what I think.
I don't do meditate. But you might look at your boat and go, right, now next break I'm going to paint that. I'm going to, whatever they do to boats. As an example, take a little piece of it with you. If it's family, bring a picture of the kids.
Your tickets, licenses, trade certificates and other qualifications all in one location, and you can then upload an image for each and add your resume, and then we give you a really neat PDF representation of all of that. Ex-Russian military copter, like this massive military one, and it was so loud, like, you know, talk about hearing protection, it was crazy.
What was the thing you struggled with the most when you first started?
Well, I mean, we were running a tech, so the Wi-Fi was a bit patchy out there, believe it or not, and so that helps you connect. You know, that's sort of your way of connecting with people.
It's your only way.
Yeah, and jump on the phones or whatever. But yeah, it's like I found that, you know, there's a sense of isolation, I think, some of the time, and Facebook can be a great way to keep in touch, but you can also see what all your, what all your mates are doing that aren't at site, and there, you know, that was in. Back in Perth or Melbourne or whatever, and you know the things that they're getting up to and having fun, and sort of so obviously is missing out on some things, but you also know that you're doing it because you're whether it's creating more financial benefits for yourself, or it's just a learning process, you build your skills, and then you really enjoy the time that you have off as well, right? Like your breaks, you can really make the most of them, I think.
So that's a good segue into what is it that you enjoy doing when you are on break? What is your happy
Drinking
place?
beer, is that allowed? Or beers? Listening to music and having a swim, believe it or not. So whether that's in a pool or at the beach, and just really relaxing. A couple of beers are always good on on an afternoon on a balcony or somewhere and looking out with a bit of a view, or next to the beach or overlooking near the pool. So,
and what sort of beer?
If you're not there to get your own washing out, well, the conveyor's got to keep moving, mate. So we're going to do the right and put it in the dryer. Yeah. So if you've got clothes in there that you don't want to be put in the dryer because they're going to be wrecked, well, you feel free to get back here when your washing's finished to ensure that no kind soul wrecks your clothes for you. Otherwise, bite me.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. I don't know if that's harsh, but everyone knows that.
You had your shot as a dump truck operator. How long for?
Oh, it was about 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I love the driving, don't get me wrong, but there was a little bit of politics, I guess, along the way, and I still wanted to follow my passion, which was the reason I was getting into them in the first place. Yes. So I've just done a little bit of a shortcut and gone back to Melbourne. Ran out of cash, so I thought back to the mines and I'll go cleaning again.
Yeah.
And was had open arms to me, and went back to the same place. And I don't know what happened, but I ended up in the laundries.
It's good to have people who are still conscious of the environment, working in the industry, not as a greenie going undercover to try and bust the arse out of someone, but just to go there and just see, like, the little things that we can do. Look, coal mining's happening. It might stop one day, 50, well, who knows when. Yeah. But in any industry, we could still come. Oh, I'm getting all thing about vinegar. But in any industry, you can be looking for ways to make it a little bit better for the environment.
So I just want to start teaching people again how to cook your basic meals quickly and cost effectively.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going to be doing, and then I'll be selling my cakes and slices at the market. Yeah. And then, I'm really looking forward to it. And then down the track in a few years, I want to come back to Airlie and open a business up there.
We're definitely all coming to see you in Airlie. So discounts
all around there.
Yeah. Just say Mad Mumzie.
Yeah,
you can have it for free.
Well, a discount.
A free beer. Thanks, Karen.
No worries. Cheers again.
Cheers. And good luck
Thank
to
you.
the future.
Thank
you. Let's hope that the next person who's doing the laundries out at that particular camp is a laundry goddess just like yourself.
Yes. Thank you.
And remember, do the right thing in your laundry.
The anti-aging and longevity chapter is called Getting Long in the Tooth, a chapter on bloke's health, Sheila's health, on a mental health chapter called Black Dog. I just basically say what you need to hear without waffling on, and it's all evidence-based. I've separated all the facts from the bullshit, and it's just written what you need. Although it is a holistic health and wellness book, it's not all hippies and fairies and rainbows and stuff. It's fluffy. No, there's a bit of that, but it's evidence-based, fluffy rainbows. And mindfulness, meditation. Meditation is not just for the tree-hugging hippies, it's for everyone. You don't have to be religious or spiritual to do it, although there's nothing wrong with being spiritual. Basically, mindfulness is just getting your mind to shut the fuck up, just clearing that mental chatter, that distortion. And there's nothing. I mean, that's clinically proven to make yourself smarter, reduce depression, anxiety, help you sleep better. Then you got all the physical benefits. The list goes on.
Yeah. So you meditate? Do you do it regularly, or just when life's a bit nuts?
No, more than when life's a bit nuts, but not as regularly as I'd like. I try to do it daily.
Yep.
But sometimes it's just as little as weekly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if you're only doing it weekly, the benefits are priceless.
Huge. Do you use an app or anything like that, or do you do guided meditation, or do you just sit and just
all of the above? All of the above, and I do recommend the apps like Smiling Mind and One Giant Mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can get those apps for your phone, and there's a few others too. That's just a couple that I have on my phones. I used to run meditation classes up on site.
Oh, really? Did you get many people going to meditation classes?
Depends what site I'm on.
Yep.
But on a smaller site, it'd be like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 or 3, and on bigger sites up to 20 or 30.
I see. I would go to meditation class on site.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
rather than a circuit class before I go to work or something. You know,
personally, I run circuit classes. I'm not a fan of them. I would probably really never go to one myself. My specialties were just, my passions were boxing and yoga.
What happens to Dad when he goes to work? Yeah, she's just drawn a picture of a plane, and there's 4 windows, and there's Dad sitting in the front seat, and a very big long set of stairs, and all the bags going along the tarmac on the trolley. And yeah, that's her vision of where Dad goes to work. He just goes on a plane. So what actually happens after that, she just didn't really know and understand. And I guess I've built that into the book. Maybe that's the teacher in me. I wanted to build in some learning for the kids and teach them about our beautiful and vast country and what industries we have here that many dads are actually engaged in.
Another question that I like to ask my guests on the Happy Hour episodes is, what is your happy place? What does Joe do when life turns to shit?
Oh, wow. That's a tricky one.
Other than drown in the wine.
Look, I absolutely love the Sunshine Coast. Blessed to be here. And the minute my feet hit the sand and have that cool, fresh, salt water ebbing at my toes, I think that's a fair place to feel happy. I love taking my kids, my family there. There's no place like it. I also love being outside in the wide open spaces. I love being outside doing fun stuff with my kids and my family. My Dad's a FIFO Dad is the name of my page. Thanks so much for your time and for all the positive energy you bring to those people out there doing it, and helping them to do it well. Good on you. And hopefully we'll meet in person one day. We'll have a drink together.
Oh, we will. And I may have some news on that. Well,
good.
Talk about it in our post-chat. After I go and get another beer.
And that site-specific module will say, what's the mobile reception look like? What's the laundry situation? Do you have to do your own laundry? Is it done for you? All these little questions. So we'll personalise that to the site. And then in conjunction with that, we'll also have some virtual tours available. That way, before you actually get on site, you know what your dong is going to look like. You know where the mess hall is. You know what that looks like. And it's not just so you know what it looks like. It means that your family members and significant others have context on what life is really like for you as the worker.
And that is freaking huge.
You know, I'm a FIFO wife. Who the hell am I to help tell FIFO workers how to all of a sudden start working on sites? Well, I'm not the person, but I've collaborated with some really awesome people, and that's because I grew a set and just put myself out there and just started talking to people. Yeah, that's probably my biggest thing is just go for it. You know, grow a set, just get some confidence. People say fake it till you make it. I think you got to have that drive. As long as you got that drive, just know that that's what's driving you. And a bit of a long-winded answer there.
Great. That's great. And I so wanted to interrupt. I'm like, no, shut up. This is gold. That's gold. That's awesome. And I put a post on LinkedIn just before Christmas, I think, about imposter syndrome. I funkily threw out. I said, who am I to have done this? Who am I to do this? Who am I? It was basically my life story outline because, anyway, long story why I did it. But a comment on there from another podcaster, Phoebe Moroshek, who has a podcast called The Unbecoming, which I love. It's just like, just do your own shit, basically. But in an entrepreneurial way. And she commented and said, and I've heard this so many times, and as soon as she put it, I was like, oh, I knew that. It was like, who are you not to? And it's like who are you to tell people or help people about living a FIFO life or being a FIFO partner or whatever? Well, who are you not to? We're going to start off with what I've been endearingly calling the boring ones. Because they're boring to us because we hear it all the time. We hear it at our pre-start meetings and it's in all the SOPs and JSAs and everything you're about to understand what they are. We're going to run through some of those and then the fun begins where we're going to talk about some of the other terms that you won't get told when you're in training. You'll just hear them on the run, so that'll be a bit more fun. So we'll get through the boring ones first, hey Baz?
Yep, I reckon that sounds like a damn fine idea.
Also be warned, some of these may offend and be explicit in nature.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That's mining.
It is.
And if you can't hack that, do not do it.
And you have to have broad shoulders.
And laugh at yourself. Laugh along with it.
Where do you want it? And what we truckies say, the dozer operator on the dump if we can't read his mind. I tried to read a dozer operator's mind once, but it was such a short read I had no information whatsoever.
We were going to be serious, but we're in the... No, this is the giggles glossary. Okay, serious is gone. You haven't seen this list yet. This will be fun.
This will be fun. Starting the most important one. That's a carton.
That's a carton.
Yeah, if you stuff up, do something wrong, you buy a carton of beer. And it's shared, usually with the crew on a particular day, usually on day shift. Second to last night, middle of the week, whatever, and everyone gets together. And you drink the cartons. So when you come out, bring $50 because you've got to put on a starter's carton.
Starter's carton, finisher's carton.
Finishing carton. Yeah.
Righto, Baz, get your gear, get out the truck, go to the go line, come to pick you up, and everyone will be like, oh, pineapple time, Baz. So if you hear pineapple time, it doesn't mean you're getting one. We always assume, oh shit, what have I done wrong? But you might just be going to get another truck, or for you might be going to train someone or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. I might have to train some of you guys. Look out.
Yeah, look out. Okay, it's not rocket science. Just line up the teeth.
Pedestal dwellers. They live on a pedestal. We call them pedestal dwellers. They call themselves digger drivers.
Oh,
or digger operators. Yes, because they're up there above everybody else and they're God.
Yeah.
They are God. I dug 300 loads of dirt today. Guess what? I break the record. You know what? It's not rocket science. A digger operator is only as good as his truckies.
Well, and that is a saying that is further down the list. Digger driver is only as good as his worst truckie. But what it means is a frustrated digger driver telling you where they want you to line your truck up so that they can load you.
Yes.
They're like,
Yeah, just like on the teeth.
Which you'll hear a lot, yeah. Upper is another one.
Yeah,
So you might call up and say you're coming around or do this. Yeah, upper.
Move it.
Upper. Yeah, yeah. So that just means, go and get.
Mate, do it. Just do it.
You can say this.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I'd do a quick little update. A few things have happened this week in the last couple of weeks. I wanted to put pen to paper and then share it with you. And the first thing, if you follow me on social media, at Mad Mumzie on nearly everything, you would know that I was lucky enough to be nominated as a finalist in the 2018 Australian Podcast Awards. I was so, and still am, blown away that I was nominated. I entered an episode with Soraya, a young lady who was an apprentice, or she's done her apprenticeship now, underground electrician. And yes, an undergrounder, a real miner. So I headed down to Melbourne for the finals, and it was a bit brisk, and there was going to be hail and, an Antarctic chill, but it wasn't as bad as they were expecting, so that was good. And I headed to the awards with my cousin, Asha. Hello, Asha. I didn't win, and it was kind of a big relief, really, because I didn't have to get up there. But I had whipped out a little bit of a thank you, and you know what? I've decided to say it anyway, because 46 episodes, a couple of years in, and I just wanted to show my appreciation to the people that have supported me.
BHP Southflank is predominantly going to be an autonomous mine site. That's what they're aiming for. So you'll have your technical people that will still be required on site, and you'll have some form of operations type personnel, but you're definitely not going to have the number of crews that you would have had, say, 8, 10, 12, 15 years ago as far as operating mobile equipment. Now, in saying that, I've got a girlfriend who's a heavy-duty diesel fitter. When Rio first started looking at the whole autonomous truck type thing, she, obviously they had to retrofit some of their trucks. Now, that costs tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. But then where they're spending money on technology, they're saving money on salaries, I suppose. So, obviously it is beneficial to the mining company for that, and not only just purely for a money cost-saving exercise, but obviously safety as well. How many times do you hear that a tyre's caught fire and all of a sudden someone's going to have to jump out of the cab or whatever it might be? No matter what, in any industry, we're going to all have to sort of adjust to technology. I still wanted my career. So, there was a lot going on. We lived 1,400 kilometres away from any of our family. Yes, we had friends, and your friends become your family when you live in towns like that. But for me, and you're right, with the whole technology thing moving in the direction that it is, I think people need to be really clear on having some idea about what they think they want to do. So really having a true understanding around what the types of duties and responsibilities are for roles, and is there shift work involved, how you're going to going from day shift to night shift, how you're going to go sitting in a truck for 13 hours, because that's a bloody long time to be sitting by yourself moving dirt around a pit. And I'm just using that as an example, but I suppose for me, thanks. I suppose for me, going from recruitment and then looking at it from a different angle and wanting to help people understand what career pathways they're suited to and how I could assist with that. That's sort of really where the Resources Hub was born.
And just in closing, I really would like to ask you, awesome lady that you are with 4 kids and everything that you're doing and everything that you've done, when life turns to shit and you're having a really bad time, really bad day, what do you do what's your special place that helps you through? Because I think it's important for us to all at least know where it is, and how often do we go there? Not necessarily a place. It can be in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're right. We all have those days. For me, the last 5.5 years has been a pretty trying time. I set up a career development recruitment company in the worst downturn known to man. So I've had a lot of those. I've had a lot of those rocking in the corner, kind of, in the fetal position moments. But I'm a pretty positive person at the best of times. I've been through a bit of shit in my life, and I'm grateful for every morning that I wake up, and I'm grateful for the fact that I've got a beautiful family and an amazing supportive network of friends, and I love what I do. I do what I love, and I love what I do.
Just open your eyes to some of the things that are going on around you and wonder, is it equitable for everyone, or is there some way that I can be helping other women? I certainly found that was my key to succeeding, is not by in any way wanting to draw attention to myself, but by making sure I was really amplifying and supporting the women around me. And that I found really helps, and you can then have really fantastic networks, not only with the men you work with, but the women as well. And you're all going through similar things, and there's ways that you can be supporting, and, podcasts like this are a fantastic example.
Let's change gears a little bit and talk about your hashtag Celebrating Women, which became a movement that you created. It was in 2017, that's right?
Last year,
yeah, that's right. What made you start that? And can you just tell us the story of Celebrating Women?
I posted her answers and some photos on Twitter. I didn't tell anyone it was my mum. And suddenly people really liked it. They enjoyed her little story. And I thought, okay, suddenly my Twitter feed felt more positive than it had the day before. And so never wanted to do things by halves. Then and there, I made a very public commitment. I was going to celebrate 2 women every single day of 2017. And so I had no idea where I was going to find sort of 730 odd women, and was really nervous that this was just going to fizzle out and I was going to look like a bit of a douchebag for even suggesting it. But I went out there, and I never do anything, half-heartedly, and just kept tweeting saying I'd love to hear from women, and the same 4 questions. I never changed sort of the pattern or the how it looked, and it was remarkable. And in the end, by the end of last year, I celebrated, including yourself and your sister, 757 women from 37 different countries, and it was just nothing I could have imagined. Oh, yes, it has been in a lot of things. So, it's just so exciting. Hey, but I've got some exciting news I haven't shared yet.
Oh.
But you might like to get the scoop.
Mad Mumzie loves the scoop.
I know, I figured you would. In the back of this new book called Womankind, every single woman who was part of the campaign is named. So there's a whole Celebrating Women roll call in this book, and lots of the women who were part of it are interviewed and getting their thoughts. But I just wanted you to know your name will be there in a book. You'll have to go into a dinner and sign up, or wherever. I'm not endorsing any bookstore, anywhere you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all of them. And so, now think about yourself. Who would have thought that having your sister nag you to do something and you go and do it, and now you and I are on a podcast talking about it, and now you're going to find your name in a book. It's just amazing.
Wow, what a mission that was. It went a lot longer than I thought, but I couldn't miss anyone out, and there were so many golden nuggets I just wanted to share, and it certainly took a lot longer than I thought, but it was a journey I enjoyed, touching base again with all of my episodes. I hope you enjoyed the nuggets I chose for you, and that they inspired you to keep your chins up and to live a great life. Maybe it inspired you to reach out to someone else and start a conversation to see if they are okay. Thank you to all of my guests for sharing your journey with me. I honour and appreciate each and every one of you so much. Just like you, my dear listener, I love knowing that you're listening to my words, and I hope that they are helping you in your mining journey. On this 2018 International Podcast Day, I am inspired myself to continue for another 50 episodes. So look out, I'm still going to come at you. If you want to come on the podcast and share your journey, please hit me up. Head to madmumzie.com or on any of the social medias. That's MADMUMZIE. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, stay safe, be real, be special, and have fun. For we only live once. Cheers. Oh, and P.S. West Coast beat Collingwood in a nail-biter. Great excitement in the AFL world and the right outcome for my heart too. If that was the Adelaide Crows or the Brisbane Lions, I would have been freaking out even more than I was. So now on to next year for the AFL, and in my world it'll be cricket. Woohoo! Outro, outro, outro for episode 50.